Title: Heartbroken husband discovers his wife's infidelity and struggles to move on. I've noticed a change in my wife lately, something that's been hard to ignore. Over the past few months, she's been calling me, apologizing, and asking me to take her back so she can return to the life we had. But everything feels off, and I'm struggling with what's really going on. Hey everyone, I'm aiming for 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I truly believe we can achieve it together. So if you could hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to me. I'm back with an update on how I'm doing, and it's been a roller coaster. For those following along, here's the basics. I'm a 42-year-old guy, and I'm suspecting my 40-year-old wife of cheating. There are updates, and I have quite a few things to share. So here's the deal. About 4 months ago, I started noticing some red flags. My wife, who has always been pretty low-key about her appearance, suddenly started hitting the gym hard and paying much more attention to how she looks. She's always been beautiful, but now she's wearing more makeup and spending time on her hair, things she never used to care about. That's when I started feeling like something wasn't right. There were also some strange behaviors. She became very protective of her phone, something that's never been an issue before. We've always shared our devices freely, but now she won't let her phone out of her sight, and if I ask to use it, she gets defensive. She's been staying late at work and taking more out-of-town business trips, which is not like her. And as for our intimacy? That's completely dropped off. She won't initiate anything, and when I try, she just seems to check out. I brought this up to her, and she said she was just exhausted from juggling work, being a mom, and her new workout routine. She promised she'd work on it, but nothing changed. I started wondering if maybe this was a midlife crisis, or maybe there was something more going on. Then I started thinking about one of her coworkers, a guy she used to talk about a lot. Lately, she stopped mentioning him, but I know they still work closely together. From what I can gather, he's married, and he's been having issues with his own wife. He and I have met a few times, but he pretty much ignores me. He's not nearly as attractive as me, don't mean to sound arrogant, but it's true. I'm in great shape, and he's a little overweight. But he's flashy, outgoing, and likes to party, which is something my wife has mentioned she wishes I would do more. This guy also makes way more money than I do. I'm a trainer, and I love what I do, but my income is modest compared to his. So yeah, he probably makes 6 times what I do, and he's not shy about flaunting it. It seems like we're two very different people. The last work trip she went on was to a tropical resort, and I thought it was going to be a big group of people. Turns out it was just her, this guy, and the CEO, who doesn't socialize much. It's been hard to ignore the idea that maybe she and this guy spend a lot of time together, doing who knows what. My dilemma is this: I want to find out the truth, but I don't want to make things worse by accusing her without solid proof. We've had ups and downs, but overall, our marriage has been good from my perspective. There have been small issues like my finances, but I've never considered us having a major problem. A friend suggested I spy on her and collect evidence, but I'm not sure how I feel about violating her privacy. But I can't help but wonder if I'm just being paranoid or if something's really going on. We have 2 kids, and I'm terrified of the idea of only seeing them half the time. I got the login information for our phone account, and after some digging, I found a ton of late-night texts to a specific number, one I recognized from her work. This had me on edge, and I knew I had to find out whose number it was. After sneaking a peek at her phone, I saw the number saved under a woman's name, so yeah, now I'm even more confused and suspicious. I confronted her about it last night when she turned me down for intimacy yet again, and she apologized, saying she was just too tired. But when I casually asked about her trip to Vegas with her girlfriends, she acted a bit weird. Is all this just coincidence, or is something more going on? So, here's the update. After looking through our cell records, I found all the late-night messages between her and that coworker. I finally got my hands on her phone while she was in the shower, and the texts were all deleted, but I knew where to look. The number was saved under a woman's name, and the texts were all flirtatious. At this point, I'm heartbroken. The idea of confronting her makes me sick, but I can't keep ignoring the gut feeling that's been growing stronger. I don't want to be the guy who's just paranoid, but everything's pointing to something being off. I waited until after midnight last night to see if she'd get up and text. Sure enough, she snuck out of bed and went into another room. I quickly followed, pretending to be asleep, and caught her mid-text. When I asked what she was doing, she said she was texting a friend. I wasn't buying it. I started playfully wrestling with her, trying to get the phone, and that's when I saw the panic in her eyes. She tried to stop me, but I grabbed the phone and saw messages that confirmed my worst fears. She'd been texting him things like, "Can't wait to see you tomorrow." I made a quick call to that number and sure enough, he picked up. It took everything I had not to lash out at him. I read the texts out loud and asked her about them. She finally admitted that it started as flirting, then it became more. I pressed her to tell me everything, and she finally confessed it turned physical, which is when our intimacy died off. She cried, apologized, and said she was sorry. I told her to pack her things and leave. She begged me to take her back, but I told her it was too late. Now she's staying at her mom's house. I'm planning to see a counselor and get through this with the kids. I've already started to gather evidence for the divorce. I recorded everything on my phone, just in case she tries to accuse me of anything. I don't know what the future holds, but right now, I'm focused on my kids and getting through this. It's painful and I feel utterly betrayed, but I can't let it consume me. I'll keep you all updated. It's been chaotic since then. I filed for divorce and it's moving forward. The custody battle is tough, but we're going to share 50-50 custody, and she'll have to pay me spousal support since she makes significantly more money than I do. I've been a mess, but I'm trying to stay strong for my kids. She's in a bad place now, drinking and going out with strangers. She's even called me a few times, begging me to take her back, but I've stuck to my decision. I'm trying to move on, but it's hard. My confidence has taken a huge hit. And honestly, I'm just trying to find some peace and stability for my kids, while also trying to navigate this mess. Life has completely turned upside down, and it's been one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to keep my head above water. It's been the worst period of my life, but I have to believe that things will get better. Right now, I'm focused on the future and my kids. We'll see what happens next. And that's the end of this video, everyone. If you have any thoughts you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. Turn on notifications to stay updated on my latest posts. See you next time.